Yeah, I mean, I think uh, your first one is really important for a lot of reasons. Um, One of the main reasons is because you have a lot of kids that haven't made it before, so their reaction and their emotions and their feelings great. It's also it's great momentum for the program moving forward. So to get back in and be an 8 seed, um, in year one is pretty good.
Coach, what do the next 72 or so hours look like for you and the team in terms of prep?
Uh, I think it's really kind of normal, because the game's not till Thursday. We'll watch film tonight as a staff, and then we'll watch film tomorrow. Hopefully start getting a game plan by tomorrow afternoon, and then because we're in school, it's kind of for the guys, it's kind of similar. They'll have study hall and individuals tomorrow, and we'll have our normal practice on Monday and Tuesday. So it doesn't get weird until you get to the site and you have the open practice and the media stuff. So for the most part, it'd be pretty normal.
Coach, not sure how much you've got to watch them this year, but any initial thoughts on the West Virginia matchup?
I saw their Kansas game. Every Coach Huggins team is going to be extremely disciplined. They're going to be physical. They're going to rebound the basketball. They're playing a little bit faster than when I was against them in the Big East way back in the day. So, and I know Joe Toussaint's a heck of a guard. So I've only watched their last Kansas game, so I don't know that much about them.
Coach, as you put everything in perspective, first year here, make the tournament. How rewarding was this year for you personally, and then to reap the benefits of playing in the NCAA tournament this week?
Yeah, it's if you count the COVID year where they canceled, I've been in the tournament 7 out of the last 8 years. So again, I look at this much more as for the guys that haven't experienced the NCAA tournament, and really for this team. I mean, these kids bought into our culture. They bought into our style. They came in. I've said it all along. They've been one of the best teams to coach because they have a great attitude and they work hard. So, again, for them to get that reward, for those guys like Jameer Young coming here and being a huge catalyst, but not, wasn't guaranteed we were going to make the NCAA tournament. For him to come in here and get that, I think is tremendous. Is that it? This is great.
Coach, what are some keys that you guys are going to have to do in order to pull off the victory against West Virginia?
Well, we're definitely going to have to rebound the ball at a high level, and we need to fix our transition offense and our transition defense. We lost against Indiana just because I thought transition offense we settled for too many threes, and then transition defense. Up 7, we give up a big 3. Up 6, we give up two layups in transition. We just have to get back to being a little bit more fundamental in our transition defense.
Kevin, congratulations on making
Thank you.
the field. You've led many teams to the tournament in your career. You've been a part of other teams as an assistant as well. What becomes more important now? What nuances, I guess, as you prepare a team for potentially 40 minutes than 40 more?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing I've learned is kind of try to keep everything as normal as possible. I'm excited about staying on the East Coast, going down to Birmingham. I know Birmingham is not East, but it's East Coast for me, considering where we've been where I've been shipped out to the last couple of years. So, for the most part, just making it as normal as possible and just making sure these guys enjoy it. If you get in that large bid, that means your kids have had a heck of a year. Just making sure they enjoy it and they celebrate it.
And to follow up, what gives you cause for confidence heading into this week? Or what has really been clicking for you, in your opinion, with this team?
Yeah, I mean, I love their work ethic. I think they're excited to get back to practice. I mean, that was the biggest thing we talked about Indiana was whenever we've practiced good, we've played good. And this time of year, it's kind of hard to practice good just because you don't have as many days off, and the Big Ten schedule is tough. But we've had now 2 days off, so these guys are actually really excited. They asked to practice today, so these guys are really, they want to get back in the gym. They want to get back into practicing. So that's what I'm most excited about, is that this team is ready to get back to work.
Kevin, how's it going?
Congrats. Down the stretch of the season, you said it was kind of the least stressful time of the year, getting later in the season. Is now even less stressful than then? I mean, how when you have to kind of turn around and shuffle things around and head down there?
No, I mean, I think this time of year is amazing for college basketball. It's also heartbreaking, for teams that didn't get in. So again, I think you have to enjoy that aspect. That hearing your name called, it was it was kind of nice being the third team called. It was kind of anticlimactic actually, but I think you enjoy the process, but you still want to win six games. So that's your focus, and really, we're going to get really focused on West Virginia, and again, kind of really focus on us too. Get back to some of the better fundamentals that I think that we had towards the middle and end of February that kind of slipped a little bit.
And then when Maryland did pop up on there, what was the team's initial reaction?
It was awesome. I mean, again, I think bracketology has gotten so good. These guys don't get it wrong anymore, and because they follow the rules of who can play who in the second round, and all the parameters that are on the tournament, these guys. I mean, we've been locked in the 8 since Thursday, and they've actually they were pretty spot on. So I kind of had a good feel, but just to see the kids' reaction is what it's all about.
Coach, talk about playing against Bob Huggins. What type of coaching style does he have, and have you seen anything different since his days in Cincinnati?
I think what makes Coach Huggins a Hall of Fame coach is that he has adapted his style year in, year out, where I think a lot of, and again, he's not an old timer, but he's been in the business for a long time. A lot of guys that in the business as long as he has don't change. I think Coach Huggins is a Hall of Fame coach because he does adapt to the kids he has. And I think that's the biggest thing I've seen with his teams is, they're going to be well coached, they're going to be physical, but he's adapted offensively. I mean, he went out, when I first played him at West Virginia, he was playing more of a motion offense, and then he went to a pick and roll offense, and then he started changing his defenses a little bit. I think that's what I respect so much about his coaching, is the fact that he just doesn't stay the same.
Coach, it was March 21st last year you get hired here. March 12th, you're an 8 seed, your first year in the tournament. How would you qualify your progress in 51 weeks?
I think I made Damon Evans look pretty smart.
What is
No,
the conversation
I mean, I can't ask for a raise either. No, it's been great. I've enjoyed. It's been tough on my family, so having my family there today was great. It's been an unbelievable journey so far because this is such a great program with unbelievable alumni. The former players have been terrific. And this team has been so fun to coach in my first year. They just give me everything that they've had. So it's been a whirlwind, but it's been fantastic. And it's, I think with the recruiting class we have coming in, some guys that we want to add out of the portal, it's just been a lot of fun.
Coach, how has the Big Ten competition prepared your team for postseason play?
So what I love about this conference and what I hate about it is that every night you see a very unique style. So we've had to prepare for teams that have, Zach Edey, Hunter Dickinson. You have to prepare for teams that have great guards, Boo Buie, Northwestern. So I think what the Big Ten gives you more than anything is that you get to prepare against not just one style of play. Like we know how to guard a big man. We understand what we have to do against a guy like Jalen Pickett, who can take over a season. So I think that more than anything is what the Big Ten does for you. It really prepares you defensively to play against all sorts of different teams. And I think offensively, I don't think there's a better conference. I think the Big 12 is pretty close defensively to what we are. So I think night in, night out, it's a challenge to score, and you have to figure out ways to score against big guys, good guards, different defenses. Iowa presses, plays zone. So I think it does give you a unique ability to kind of prepare so that no matter who you get in the NCAA tournament, you've kind of seen just about every style.
I guess, do you have anything more to kind of elaborate on where, like, kind of mindset or what you kind of think of where you were placed and I guess getting called so early in the show?
Yeah, I mean, I just think when you're on when you're an East Coast team and you can stay on this time zone, I think it's huge. I've had the unfortunate of being the last game out west a couple times, and that's really hard on an East Coast team. And I think Birmingham's. I don't know how far. It's only an hour and a half flight, so I think our fans will be able to get down there, which is great. And then, it made the rest of the show kind of really. I think it's the first time I've ever been relaxed watching the show because we got called. We were the third team called, so it was great. And at the same time, you can kind of sit there, and then you could kind of root for all the Big Ten teams and where they're going to get there. I was also rooting for Providence and Ed Cooley, and it was great to see them called. So I kind of turned into a fan once our name was called.
I did kind of have I know it's a sillier question just because I haven't been more recently to media availabilities, but if you had like a Maryland dairy ice cream flavor, I know some of the coaches have Maryland dairy
No, I've been
ice
kind of
cream.
pissed about that, to be honest with you.
Ice cream flavors, I'm not sure if you would probably get one at some point.
I would
soon.
think so.
What-
We went
what would
undefeated
it
at
be?
home. You think we would have had an undefeated ice? Why didn't I get an ice cream?
I was gonna kind of ask
So,
you what would be if you could
It would
like
be
make one.
it would be a black raspberry with banana and Reese's peanut butter cups. I know it's an interesting mix, but that's what I make at home, and
It came in my head a few weeks ago.
that's a great question. That's probably the best. I was told I was going to get an ice cream flavor during basketball season, and I kept going over there and kept looking, and maybe vanilla because I'm bald. They just thought they would just make it vanilla. So I guess I do have one. Yeah, I'm great. Okay. Thanks, everybody.